Atlanta, and we are here at Old Atlanta, not the new Atlanta that we were here at earlier this season. We're at Old Atlanta this time, but same place in the ARCA series, 40 laps. So it's going to be all about tire saving. And this is a bittersweet race. We are already in week 12 of season 1 here in 2025, and this is looking like it will be the final, well, that's nice, the final ever race with this car. We're going to be getting the new ARCA cars, and this body style is going to be retiring. So this is a very bittersweet race. We've had this car, well, it's been in the service for as long as I've been on the service, and I think this is just the 2009 nationwide car that's been repurposed over and over again. So we've had it for 16 years, and it's been my favorite car as long as I've been on here when I started racing it, and it's been a lot of people's favorite car. There's a reason that this is such a popular series, even being a D-Class series. This car and the way it drives is just so much fun, and it's really sad to see it go. But the new car will be good. Long overdue that we get that. I'm gonna go up top here in 3 and 4. But on the second lap we'll go bottom in 3 and 4. Still stay up top in 1 and 2.
One more lap to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sad that this car is not gonna be in officials anymore. I'm hoping, really hoping, that we get to at least keep it as a legacy car, so that we can enjoy it every so often with a hosted event, and not just get completely retired like the old late model did. That would be very sad, given how awesome this car is to drive and how fun it is to race, and it's just been a staple of iRacing for so long. It'd be really sad if we don't get it at all anymore. I'm hopeful that it'll be a legacy car, because they just did a graphics refresh on this a year or two ago and gave it kind of an overhaul. So I'm hopeful that we'll get to continue to enjoy it if we want in hosted events. But obviously, exciting that we're getting the new ARCA cars, quote unquote. They've been in the ARCA series for quite some time now, and we just haven't had them. Long overdue to get those, but like I said, nobody really minded because how awesome this car was. It kind of made the ARCA series on iRacing its own thing, that it was famous for this car and being so much fun to race. So I did a 30.6 there. I'm actually really happy with that. Best I could do in the previous practice was a 30.7. But that still puts us in 7th right now. If we can just maintain position, not fall too far back at the start, and save some tires, I think we'll be good long run. Very fitting for this final race and this car to be at this track, the Old Atlanta. Very, very fun combo. One of my all-time favorites to run. Not quite as fun when it's super top line dominant like it has been since the oval refresh, but still just a blast. And we're in the morning here, early in the morning. It is 9 a.m. in sim, and completely different weather than what we usually run. Usually the sun is on the other side of the track, but instead we get the shaded 3 and 4 with the shadows coming down. Make it a little interesting. Pretty cool track temp as well, it looks like. Yeah, 69 degrees. So I looked back at the last time we raced here, which was, I think, just last season, and it was very, very loose and slick, and it's already starting off very tight. So you're going to be really wanting to watch that right front with this being the 40 laps instead of the 35. But that should be better for us long run, because I'm better at going slow and saving than I am at hot lapping.
Alright, man, we're going green next time by. Alright, man, line up on the inside row.
We've put in plenty of fuel to finish the race.
Pit road is closed.
But it should be fun.
The SOF is
3,699.
Let's see if we can have us a good race
expect to be fighting for the
to
podium.
send off the ARCA car here before we jump into the new cars next season. I imagine if this car is around and a legacy car that we'll still run it every once in a while for something. Like a week 13 event or some hosted session.
5 cars left
But
to
still going to try and do the Monday nights in the ARCA series or some night every week in the ARCA series with the new cars once they come out. Going to be really interesting to see how they race. Pretty much just Gen 6 bodies with the crate engine, right? Limited RPM. So, I'm not sure if I'm going to like them quite as much as these, because
You're
these
waiting on 2 cars to grid.
are not as gripped up arrow-wise as
Waiting on
the Gen
final
6
car to grid.
bodies would be.
Everyone's gridded. You don't get any extra tire steps
This
for
is the
race,
Gen
so let's
4
be smart out there.
style. So, no splitter and really not much arrow grip at all. But we'll see how the new ARCA cars race and hopefully have fun with them. But gonna be sad to see this one go. It's gonna be weird on iRacing to have to not have this car running every hour. It's gonna be strange. I first started racing this when it was in the K&N series. I joined iRacing in 2012, so this car was not the B-class car anymore by the time I joined. But this car started off as the Class B car, which is pretty crazy to think about. So many years ago. But here we come for the green flag for the final time, possibly, in this car. 40 laps here at Old Atlanta. Looking forward to it. Let's see if we can have ourselves a good race. See if we can save some tires. Try and be there at the end. We'll see how aggressive everyone starts off as. Coming to the green here.
The pace car is in.
We're going early.
Green, green, green.
That's good. That gets us a pretty nice gap to start off with. And let's get ourselves into tire save mode.
Got one outside. Still there? Hold the line.
Top 5
Stay
just
low.
take off from us. 10 cars going to get in front of us. That's fine. We can slot in line behind him and get into a rhythm, hopefully. Green 4, kind of a trouble spot for me. I tend to enter too shallow, which gets me a little too tight on entry.
Stay low. You're clear high, clear high. You got
And
one
here we didn't have the
outside.
choice because the 9 car on our outside.
There, hold the line.
We get a big wiggle down low. That's okay.
Still there.
Oh, we are going to get freight trained here. Maybe we should be pushing a little bit harder.
Stay low. Stay low.
I don't want to drop back too far and not be able to pass at the end. Trying to save too much. We can't be too far off the pace.
Still there.
But I feel like everyone's pushing really hard right now.
All clear,
Another
all
big
clear.
wiggle.
You got one outside.
Try and catch it.
Stay low. There's a car on the high side. You're clear high, clear high.
All right, now maybe we can slot into a rhythm. Drops us back to 10th. That's fine. Lot of race left. Don't want to be getting too tight too early and start slamming the wall like I'm prone to do. I feel like we're going to be in good shape. I feel like we're going to be moving forward at the end if we keep up the pace we're doing right now. I'm feeling pretty good. I don't feel like I'm pushing it too hard. And honestly, if we're getting a little bit loose out of turn 2 with how tight it's already starting off, I think that's not going to be too big of a deal. It may actually help us later by getting some of that pressure off the right front. Okay, we got the 2 behind us and then a little bit of a gap. The gap between the top 5 and 6th place has closed completely. We're all packed back up. So that's good. We're keeping up with these guys in front of us here for the time being. And there's nearly the wall.
Inside.
Here comes the 2 car.
Still there. The lead is due on 31.
Let's just give him the spot. Kind of had to back off there. We saw that guy slam the wall, but probably wasn't quite that bad, but there are some people tapping the wall already. There I go, entering too shallow. That's hurting my mid-corner speed, allowing them to get a better exit. But we're fine. Not even 10 laps into this yet. Most people are still down low, I imagine, halfway. Ooh. Guy in front of the 2 pushed up really fast. Chopped his nose. Imagine about halfway that people are going to be migrated to the top.
Stay low, there's a car on the high side.
2 car had to back way out of it, then I think he clipped the wall. So I'll give him a minute to get his momentum back. He runs the top, gets a big run down the back. They're racing pretty tight up ahead, all lined up nose to tail. Running that bottom lane. .14 just backs off for the 2 car.
Stay low.
And looks like we're going to be able to complete the pass as well. He might already be getting a little bit tight. Or maybe he's just backing off a bit, so he's not sitting on the outside. If you get stuck on the outside and aren't able to move forward with it, it can be tough. The 7 car is just blocking like crazy, it seems like.
You're in the top 10.
Back to 10th. They're all racing pretty hard ahead of us. A few people moving up to the top lane. I'm going to stick down low as long as I can, I feel like. Majority of people still running the bottom. A couple people getting a big push out of the corner up there. And somebody caught the wall, that safer barrier jut out on corner entry to 4. One of the quirks of this track, and then he catches the wall on the exit of 4. That can jump out and get you as well.
31.719.
A little bit loose. Hitting the wall again up ahead. We're getting pretty tight on entry now. 3 wide just ahead of us here.
You got one outside.
We'll just go to the bottom.
Stay low. Still there? What's the line?
Be careful holding it down there. Gotta make sure we don't get too loose.
Stay low.
Not going to be anything we can do against that high side with how tight it is
Still there.
until the tires really
All clear,
fall
all
off.
clear. Outside.
It's just the
Stay
way
low.
it is here now.
Outside. Stay low.
That was not a good entry.
Stay low.
It's fine. We got a nice gap to the guys behind us still.
Still there.
Getting in line behind the 14, I hope.
Clear high. Clear high.
As a number of people move up to the top.
Stay low.
And they're
You're clear
just
high. Clear
sliding
high.
up in front of the two over and over again. Looks like it's really tough to move forward. We're kind of just getting stacked up here, as a few people have started to get tight, but can't pass them when they're up top. Guess we'll try and sneak around the 2 car again.
You got one inside. Still there? What's the line?
Almost to halfway.
Stay high. There's the car on the low side. Stay high. Still there? What's the line? Clear low.
Try and be
clear low.
patient with it.
You got one inside.
Through the center of the corner. I don't want to get on it too early and then push into the wall on exit.
Stay high.
Should be able to get around the 10, I think.
Stay high. There's the car on the low side. You're digging, man. You're in top 10. I believe it stood on 32.
And we overdrive the center,
Stay high.
or the entry. It's not going to be too nice on the tires, but we're fine. Clear them.
All clear, all clear.
And I want to try and stay a little bit away from that wall just in case I push again. Really don't want to grab the wall if we can help it. Looks like the 7 just did. Oh, massive nose shove, center of the corner. Not good. Just wait longer on entry and roll that bottom lane. Seems to be not so bad.
You got one outside. We have 20 laps to go at the line. Still there. Stay low. There's a car on the high side. You're clear high. Clear high.
14, I guess, hit the brakes for me. It didn't look like he was entering the corner like he was going to get really tight. Just letting me go there again, I think. He may end up coming back here and passing us again. Especially if we get tight out of 4 and hit the wall, like we nearly just did. The car is not wanting to get back to the bottom. Right front is crying out for help. Sitting in 8th. What did we qualify? 7th? Top 10. Any top 10 would be fine. See if we can put in a few decent laps and catch back up a little bit to that front group. They kind of pulled away from us. As a few of them hit the wall. 7 got a big wiggle or something.
All clear, all clear.
That was strange looking. That gets us by him. That killed his momentum. And the 5 tagged the wall in the middle of 3 and 4, and that killed his momentum. But weren't quite close enough to take advantage. He's going to get it back. Corner exit here. But that puts us back at the 7th. They're kind of stacked up behind us, and we're grabbing the wall down the straightaway. Not really what I wanted, but didn't hurt us too bad. Somebody just destroyed the turn 4 wall coming onto the front stretch.
The lead is good on 32.3.
I don't know how they'd have a right side of the car left. How big a hit that looked like. Bottom doesn't really feel too bad still. Let's keep an eye on the times behind us. 0.5. We might need to go to the top anyway. Just to avoid being too slow out of the corner. I don't know if we're going to be any faster here though. That kind of middle line in 3 and 4 feels alright. And that didn't feel too bad either. I'm just running lower so I don't accidentally grab the wall and really slow myself down. Middle of the corner. That would be disastrous for us. Just give away a bunch of speed and time. Okay, we're pulling away from the 7. We're catching up a little bit to these 2. Nine car grabbing the wall, but he's been blinking a little bit, it seems like, so most of that could just be connection prediction code hitting the wall. See, he's jittering around a little bit. Smoke out of turn 4 there. Saw somebody sitting down close to the pit road. Maybe some car contact, or maybe just grabbing the wall. I think as we get closer to cars here, I may want to just try and stay a little bit lower in case somebody pushes into the wall. Most people are still kind of running low in 3 and 4. Whole bunch of people on pit road now. Something must have happened. Coming around to get 10 to go here in a second.
You got one outside.
You're pulling away from the car behind.
We got you 1.1 seconds.
Maybe way too tight to make this work. At least for now.
Still there.
Might have another chance
All clear, all clear.
in a couple laps.
The lead is good on 32.534.
A little bit loose crossing that seam. That's alright though. 2 just ahead of us are battling really hard.
Inside. Clear low, clear
Thought about trying to sneak to his outside, but
outside.
he's going to do what he can to not let that happen, because that would be a surefire pass as we get loose. They make more contact up ahead with the wall. Big loose out of turn 2 for us there. Didn't lose us too much momentum though, thankfully. Nice gap behind us, nothing to worry about there. Just do what we can to keep up here and maybe grab something if something happens. We get kind of tight there pushing up towards him. I didn't want to hit him. Nine car grabs the wall again. That's going to get very to the inside. But we're going to have to follow him probably.
Got one outside. Still there. All clear, all clear.
Nine car grabs the wall. We're going to get a run.
Outside.
But going to be the inside of 3 and 4. It's not going to be easy to make this pass.
Stay low. Still there. What's the line?
Almost impossible, in fact.
Stay low. You're in fifth place. All clear, all clear.
We get the clear, but not really.
Got one outside.
Oh, he
All
grabbed the
clear,
wall.
all clear.
Hopefully we didn't scare him up. I tried to give enough room. I think we gave him plenty of room, but I was definitely getting tight. I had to get out of it because we were going to be right up into him if we didn't. 2 cars on pit road now. We are up to P5 all of a sudden. And these 2 up ahead are close together. Maybe they get to racing hard and there's some wall contact or something. I don't think we got time to catch up. Probably just need to go to the top.
The leader did a 32.586.
We're about a 10th off the leader.
We got you 1.2 seconds.
Let's run up top, see if we can go a little bit faster and maybe make up some ground. I don't think we're quick enough to do it, but we'll try. Gained a 10th, and the 6 is kind of pulled away from the 5. But if they get one big push and grab the wall, we could be there. I'm going to get 2 to go. Oop. 6 car just grabbed the wall. He's still grabbing the wall.
Got one outside.
You're pulling away from the car behind. We got you 2.
Oh, we're not even going to be able to clear him, are we?
Stay low. All clear, all clear.
Not really.
Got one outside. Stay low. Stay low. You're clear high, outside. All
Could have
clear,
probably
all
been
clear.
more aggressive with that, but we got a good drive out of the corner so we can clear him. White flag. Up to P4. Let's go back to the top and just not hit the wall.
You're 4.
Just keep it out of the wall. Ooh, and the 1 car, big tight, out of turn 2. He hit the wall really hard, but we are not going to be close enough, most likely, unless he hits the wall again in 4. Even then, we'd have to really gain a lot real quick. He keeps it off the wall, keeps it clean, and doesn't lose a spot. And we get a P4 as a number 4 with a 0x.
There's the checker.
That is pretty good. I will
Great job,
be
driver.
very happy with that.
Good racing 3.
Good send-off for the ARCA car. And we get a decent race. Tough to really do anything. You just kind of have to wait for somebody to grab the wall or lift for you. Really can't do much. Setup starts off way too tight. I think had we been a little bit better at saving the tires, we maybe could have made passes easier down low, but at the beginning we were giving up so much time, as much as we were saving already. So you kind of have to balance how much you give up at the beginning of the run versus how much you try and move forward at the end, because if you can't pass and you give up a bunch of spots at the beginning, it's going to be tough to make it back up. But we did fine, 59.76. Right front was hurting. See if there's anybody left to put their tires in. 280 for the temp as well, so very, very hot and very, very worn. But that is 40 laps at Old Atlanta for you, 53.71 from Barry there. So we could have done with getting a little bit looser on the exit of 2. Try and wear out that right rear a little bit more, get it more of an even split, but it worked for us. We got us a top 5 with a 0 incident race and had us a nice season finale in the ARCA series and a nice car finale. Final race for this car. No more official racing for me in this thing, unfortunately. 24 grabs that safer barrier jut out, but doesn't hurt him too much. There's a few people that had a bit higher paying out there that were kind of blinking around, but I don't think it caused any contact that we saw. Just looked like he was hitting the wall every other lap. That was a real wall hit though. 12 really driving in hot into 3 and 4, but doesn't actually hit it. Just riding that wall with just the cushion. Nothing, not something I can do very well at all consistently. That was a real hit though. There was some car contact somewhere at some point, because we saw somebody with a blown engine, I think, down in the grass, and then like 4 or 5 people parked on pit road. That was another, oh, that was a real hit. Bounces it off the wall, and the 19's got nowhere to go. He's got the car under load. He can't turn it any farther left. And that's why when I got behind people, I kind of wanted to run a little bit lower middle of the corner just in case something like that happened and I couldn't dodge. It looks like 19 was able to keep going, but he lost a handful of spots there. Oh, and then I don't know if he got loose or he was trying to pay back on the 12. 3 wide there. I think he started to turn in there, and then he saw the 24 was there, and he kind of went right to avoid him, and then that just put him up into the 12. I don't think that was trying to be payback for the 12 getting into the wall in front of him. Didn't look like it anyway. 18. Looking at that paint scheme, it looked like an old NASCAR Thunder 2003 paint scheme from the PS2. 7 car. And this is when I was underneath the 14. He gets up into the wall, and that's when I thought he just hit the brakes for us, but I guess he slid up into the wall, and that got us clear of him real easy. And we were able to stay ahead of him. 20 car grabbing the wall. He does a good job of not yanking it off there and wrecking those guys. Keeps it up there and gets it off nice and stable. 5 car into the wall, pretty heavy there. Only halfway through the race. Everybody's grabbing that wall. That's what happens when you start off with a really tight setup on a cool Atlanta track. You're going to be seeing some people hit the wall, because it's not going to go loose on you. It will never go loose on you here. It'll only do that if it's really hot and the setup starts off really loose. '18 grabs the wall, and then there's that double dog leg, the terrible angles, and that gets 15, nowhere to go. Just barely clips him, but that spins him down into the grass, but he avoids the pit road cone and doesn't get a penalty. at least. And then there's some more wall taps. Here's a big pack. Back in 11th. The 2 just gets into the back of the 14 and the 10. Wipes both of them out. And that's unfortunate for those guys. Oh, and then the 21 and the 14 come together, and then the 20. The 14's holding the brakes, but the banking here is so high that he still slides down. Just not a lot those guys can do. Just unfortunate where the car was sitting, and just hard to avoid. You can't really go high because then you'd be just destroying that wall, and then oh my gosh, the 22 out of nowhere. 21 coming down. You don't want to slow down too much for the wrecks because there's no cautions. So you have to make a quick reaction, and sometimes you pick the wrong one. More wall hits. More wall hits. Netcode wall hits. Nothing. Nothing. I don't think there's gonna be any more car contact. I think that big wreck is gonna be all we saw. And then, did I give him room? I think I did. Yeah, I gave him plenty of room. Okay. He just got tight, trying to maximize the speed and try and stay on my outside because we're coming down to the end of the race. We gave him 2.5 lanes there, so if I had kept my foot in the throttle and tried to get as good of an exit as I could, I definitely would have pushed up into him, so I had to really lift and make sure I gave him room. It was just getting so tight on exit. 10 car grabbing the wall, and then it's got so much wheel into it, it yanks it to the left. Almost to the end. We got to see every wall hit for my final race ever in this car. Got to take it all in. 6 car really grabbing it. Did we get around him at the end? Is that? Yeah, I think we did. We saw him hit that wall, and it's just kills your momentum so bad. He's able to stay alongside us a little bit here, but I think he just got way too tight, and we were able to clear him in 3 and 4 and get our 4th place. This is the leader, almost up into the wall. And then nothing really happening there. This is going to be a wall tap or scrape. And this is after the checkered. And that is it for the ARCA car. This ARCA car, anyway. The ARCA car that we've had for 16 years. Can you believe it? It all came down to that. We get a top 5. Let's go ahead and take a look at the results. Not something I normally do because I don't care about the numbers. But we might as well for posterity's sake, being that this was the final race ever for that. We gain 44i rating. Nothing changes in the safety rating because we got 0 incidents. 193 points is actually pretty decent. For 4th place. And not even close to the fastest lap. 31.0. I guess it's kind of close. Well, 30.8. 30.8. 30.757 was the fastest out of the 12 car, but I knew if I was pushing hard at the beginning, we were going to be plowing the wall down just like half of those guys were, so I had to just back it off, try not to lose too many spots at the beginning so that we didn't have to pass too much at the end because of how difficult it was to pass. But we were able to get around a couple people thanks to some right front problems. But yeah, that is that. That is the end of an era on iRacing. Unbelievable. I hope we get to keep the car as a legacy car and can still do hosted events, because we definitely will want to come back to this car every once in a while for nostalgia's sake, because it is still going to be such a fun car to race. But as for officials, that's it. and we get to come home with a fun race at a fun track and a decent finish. So I'm happy about that, and thanks for watching.